At the beginning of the week, the Forrester home is surrounded by a stillness that is somewhat unsettling. Forresters, Logans, and Spencers are about to have their lives turned upside down, and the tension is intense as secrets are on the verge of being revealed. The lives of these families are about to be flipped upside down. The interwoven destinies of Luna Nozowa and Poppy are at the core of this storm, which bodes well for a week that will be full of both emotionally highs and emotionally devastating drops. Despite the fact that she is still reeling from the consequences of her recent decisions, Luna Nozowa finds herself at a crossroads. Her connection with her family, and in particular with her father, Lai, is so strained that it is on the verge of completely breaking down. The fact that she is aware that she must make a choice that will either preserve or destroy her future is not lost on her. As the week goes on, Luna struggles to comprehend the gravity of the secrets she has been keeping, especially when more people start to think that Luna is concealing something. The pressure that her father puts on her to maintain the family's reputation becomes intolerable. Zend, who is Luna's greatest confidant, makes an effort to offer assistance, but Luna's dread of losing everything causes her to push Zend away. At the middle of the week, the truth about Luna's history is on the verge of being revealed, which is precarious. It was none other than Thomas Forrester who made the discovery that she was connected to a controversy that had the potential to destroy the Forrester heritage. Thomas, who has been conducting research into Luna's history, comes across a piece of evidence that has the potential to destroy the carefully built life that she has been living. Thomas confronts Luna and requires her to reveal the truth. As Luna finds herself in a precarious situation, she makes a courageous choice. She reveals everything. The news is surprising, and it forces Thomas to make a difficult decision. Should he protect Luna, or should he utilize this information to his advantage? On the other hand, Poppy is struggling with her own personal troubles. Poppy, who has spent many years living under the control of a powerful and manipulative individual, is finally beginning to recognize the possibility of freedom on the horizon. On the other hand, this liberty comes with a significant cost, and Poppy isn't entirely certain that she is willing to pay it. At the same time as Poppy is beginning to make preparations for her escape, she is divided between abandoning the life she is familiar with and embracing the unfamiliar. Carter's perception that Poppy is concealing something from him causes her connection with him to become progressively tense than it was before. Poppy's inner anguish becomes more intense as she comes to the realization that the acts she takes could have disastrous repercussions for the people she cares about. A significant shift occurs over the week as the stories of Luna and Poppy continue to unravel. Despite the fact that the Forrester family is congregating for an occasion that is intended to commemorate their most recent fashion line, the mood is fraught with hostility. Poppy's preparations for freedom are on the point of falling apart, and Luna's secret is on the approach of being exposed in a way that could have disastrous consequences. The event is comprised of a sequence of confrontations, each of which is more explosive than the one that came before it. Both Luna and Poppy find themselves at the center of these encounters, and their destinies seem to be interwoven in ways that they could not have possibly predicted. As the truth starts to come to light, the pressure to uncover it increases, and it threatens to destroy everything that stands in its way. Luna makes a decision that will have a significant impact on the course of the week. After coming to the realization that she can no longer escape her history, Luna makes the decision to take charge of her own fate. It is Zend who she confides in, exposing the entire depth of her secrets and requesting his assistance in dealing with the consequences of her actions. By working together, Luna and Zend face the Forrester family, thereby exposing the truth that has been concealed for such a significant amount of time. There is an immediate and significant fallout, and the family is experiencing a range of emotions as they attempt to come to terms with the impact that Luna's admissions have had. In the meantime, Luna is waiting to find out whether the Forresters would continue to support her or whether they will abandon her for good. Her future is not certain. During the time that Luna is determined to maintain her position inside the Forrester family, Poppy is taking action to ensure that she is free. She is prepared to negotiate her release when she meets with the powerful figure who has ruled her life for such a significant amount of time. On the other hand, The conditions of her freedom are more difficult and distressing than she could have ever anticipated. Poppy is compelled to face the sacrifices that she must make in order to break free, one of which being the risk that she would become permanently separated from Carter. However, Poppy is aware that this is her one and only opportunity to reclaim her life, despite the fact that the emotional toll of her decision is enormous. Poppy comes to the realization that freedom comes with its own unique set of difficulties and uncertainties as she is leaving the meeting. As the middle of the week draws to a close, the consequences of Yuna and Poppy's choices start to become more apparent. Without any idea what the future holds, Yuna is left to pick up the pieces of her broken relationships and move on with her life. Due to the admissions made by Yuna, the Forresters are having a difficult time finding a way to move ahead as a family. Now that she is free from her past, Poppy is confronted with an uncertain future. Because of the precarious nature of her connection with Carter, she is faced with the decision of whether to continue to fight for their love or to let him go. As the consequences of her decisions continue to weigh heavily on her, she finds herself doubting whether or not the freedom she has gained was worth the price. The last chapter brings together Luna and Poppy at a time when they are both on the verge of starting something new in their lives. Yuna is resolute in her efforts to reconstruct her life, and she takes the initial steps toward redemption. In the hopes of making amends and demonstrating that she is more than the sum of her misdeeds, she goes out to those whom she has had a negative impact on. On the other side, Poppy is going to have a more challenging road to travel. It is necessary for her to negotiate the difficulties of her new existence, while also dealing with the emotional ramifications of the decisions she has made. Poppy comes to the realization that freedom is not simply about evading a difficult circumstance. Rather, it is about discovering the fortitude to move forward and make a better future for oneself. This realization comes about as she contemplates her history. At the conclusion of the week, Yuna and Poppy are standing on the brink of their new lives, unsure of what the future holds for them, but prepared to confront it head-on. Even if they have not yet reached the end of their adventures, they have already made the initial steps toward recovering their destinies. At the same time as Yuna and Poppy are confronting their destinies, The Bold and the Beautiful has delivered yet another week of dramatic drama and emotional upheaval. Viewers are left wondering what the future holds for these two women as they traverse the complexities of love, loyalty, and atonement. When secrets are discovered and lives are changed forever, viewers are left wondering what the future holds for her.